it going, guys? My name is TJP and welcome back to another ND2K23 MyNBA rebuilding challenge. So we're doing another 82-0. We're not really actually doing an 82-0 per se, but based on the 82-0 teams that we did in the past few videos, by position, the power forwards and the centers were the two best teams. So what I did was I put one of them in the Eastern Conference and the other in the Western Conference. And we're going to see if they can meet up in the championship and see once and for all which team or position is the best in the NBA. So let's see what we've got in store for us. We're going to get on the gameplay. Before we do, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what video it is. We've got our socials, playlist, second channel, main channel down in the description if you like other content from me, TJP. So with that being said, let's get on the gameplay. Alright, so I put the centers, kept them on the Kings, using the center roster, and then the Pacer roster, or the Pacers team, they have all of the power forwards. So let's take a look at the rotations and the rosters for those that don't remember what we've got going on here. So I had to modify the Kings one a bit because they just didn't have the guys playing in the right position. Like Davion Mitchell still playing. So I adjusted the roster and the rotations and all that. So there you go. That's going to be the Kings rotation. So it should be pretty interesting. So there are your centers. I got to double check the system proficiency. So I'm going to do that right now. I also have to turn off trade override because I had that off. All right, we'll keep it a balanced. And then Pacers, here we are with them. So system proficiency, we'll just double check. Perimeter-centric 4 stars, that might be the one we run, and it will be the one we run. So here's the team that the Pacers want to run. So Tatum at the point, KD, LeBron, Giannis, and Randall. Then we got Zion, Jaren Jackson Jr., Karl Towns, Evan Mobley, and Scotty Barnes. So same team, different kind of rotation. This is the rotation that the game came up with. So cool, I guess. Jason Tatum at the point, interesting, very interesting indeed. I will have to go back here for a moment and turn off the trade settings here. So financial trade rules on and trade override will be off, and everything else here, because I had to make sure I could get all the guys on the team. So when do the Kings play the Pacers? They play them November 30th, so we're going to definitely pay attention to that game. And then they play them here February 3rd, and then that is it. So they're only playing twice. So let's see how they do. So we'll start off with the Kings. We'll simulate up to November 30th. And then we'll switch over to the Pacers. And then we'll watch them for a bit. Then we'll go back to the Kings. So we'll simulate the regular season right now. And see what we've got going on here. So obviously, the Kings are not going to go 82-0. They just lost 2 straight games. So there you go. They lost 4 games, interestingly enough. So they're 9-4, 10-4 right now. 11-4, 11-5, 12-5, 35. This team in the 82-0 challenge, if you guys remember, were really good. And I mean really, really good. But right now, not as good. Not as good in this simulation right now. And I'm curious to see how good the other team will be, the power forward team as well. We'll take a look and see how they're doing. So we'll just also the CPU adjust, doesn't really matter. Again, we're just doing 1 season of this. I mean, yeah, already 7 losses. That's more than the they had in the 82-0 video. So, okay, interesting. But let's see how they do. I'm curious to see how they're going to be. I also just completely simmed past the Pacer game. So they ended up beating the Pacers by 1 point. So we're going to switch to the Pacers now. Joel Embiid, 27, 5, and 3. Jokic had 21 assists, which is kind of insane. Siakam, 21, 10, and 9, near triple-double for him. For the Pacers, this was an overtime game. KD had 31, 21 for Tatum. LeBron, 6 turnovers, a lot. Jaren Jackson Jr. 1 of 7. So let's switch over to the Pacers. So the Pacers right now are 31-5. So they're looking pretty good, and we'll stay on them for a bit. Yeah, I completely forgot to stop simulating, so that was my fault there. Kind of got distracted. But yeah, the Pacers team was also 76-6. So right now they only have 5 losses. So obviously 1 more loss, and then they would, at the best, they would tie. I do think both teams will end up making the finals. I mean, it'd be kind of disappointing if they don't, because then that would mean, I guess, the power forward team is the best, or the center team, or vice versa, right? So the Kings, by the way, looks like the Pacers beat them by 4. So right now the Kings are 44-9, the center team. Tatum was the leading scorer in this game for the Pacers, and the small 14, 21, 7, and 3. Durant with 17 and 7. LeBron had a double-double. As for the centers, AD with 28, Jokic 18, 7, and 12. So you like to see that. Pretty solid stuff. Okay. So we're just going to keep going a bit. We'll simulate a little bit more with the Pacers, and then we'll switch back over to the Kings. I am going to show you guys the stats for each team. Just curious, see who league leaders were, anybody that got MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Years, just any kind of award, right? So far the Pacers only have 5 losses. They lost to the Rockets there, so they're right now 63-6, 64-65, 66. They lost the game, and then they lost another one. All right, we'll simulate the last 6 games with the Kings, and then they have 71, 72, 73, and 9. And Jokic ended up winning MVP. Point guard Jokic, which is pretty insane, because point guard Jokic is a cheat code. 26, and almost 9.5 rebounds, and almost 13.5 assists on very efficient shooting splits, so that makes sense there from Jokic. Banchero just missing out on the power forward team. Could have been on it. Was Rookie of the Year. De'Aaron Fox was the 6th Man of the Year in Philly. Miles Turner, Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved was Naz Reid, and then Coach was Mike Brown. 73-9. Okay. And then I guess the other team, the power forward team, went 74-8. So they were 1 game better, which is pretty incredible. So we do have LeBron and Jokic. LeBron putting up about 18, 7, 8.4 assists. And, good stuff there from LeBron, making All-NBA first team. All-NBA second team. We also have a power forward in the center. Giannis putting up 16.4, 8 rebounds, 7.4 assists for him. And then Embiid had about almost 27 and 4 on good efficiency splits. And then we had another Pacer making All-NBA third team, which was Jason Tatum, who put up 24 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 4.3 assists on very good efficiency. So that's pretty cool. I'd like to see that, right? Any defensive team appearances. We do have a LeBron James all-defensive second team appearance, and they're not going to have any rookies. So we have to make sure that these teams meet in the finals. I know the NBA probably wouldn't want that, Kings and the Pacers finals. That's not very marketable, but, if it happens, it happens. It might happen. The Kings are really good this year, the actual Kings, so got to give them credit where credit's due. So let's look at each team's stats and take a look. So by far, Jokic was leading scorer on the team with 25.7. And we had about 7 guys average double figures for the Kings. Leading rebounder was Jokic. Jokic also led the team in assists, steals, and block shots was Anthony Davis. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah, Jokic is the X factor. The dude is a sim god, so to speak. Most efficient 3-point shooter, and then Joel Embiid was our best free throw shooter. Now let's take a look at the Pacers, see what they've got going on here, how they're going to be doing. So we'll look at the Pacers, and leading scorer was Jason Tatum. We had about, again, 7 guys average double figures, 5 guys average at least 16 a game, so that's pretty cool. Nearly 8 guys with double figures. Carlin Towns 0.2 away. Leading rebounder was Giannis at 8.4 assists for LeBron. He had the most steals, 4 guys stealing game, 2 assists block shot with Jaren Jackson Jr. Zion, efficient scoring, 72% from the field. That dude does not miss, or very rarely does. Jason Tatum, most efficient 3-point shooter. And then we had a Kevin Durant 50, 40, 90 season. Not a surprise there. It's Kevin Durant, so he's going to put 50, 40, 90 numbers. Makes sense there to me. So we got the Pacers and the Kings. We're just going to simulate each round and see what ends up happening. So they have Phoenix, and then they have Toronto. I feel as though both of these teams, they should be able to beat, so we're going to simulate the round. And, both of them getting a sweep there, and it wasn't even close. As you guys can see, they both swept, so that's pretty cool to see. And they're both in the second round. You got the Sixers here, Pacers, and then the Portland Trail Blazers over here. So we'll simulate the round. And, okay, the center team almost lost its 7 games to the Pacers. To the Portland Trail Blazers. It was a blowout in Game 7, but still, wow. They won Game 1, won Game 2, lost Game 3, won Game 4. So they almost blew a 2-0 lead and a 3-1 lead. Lost by 1 and by 8. Okay. Yeah, they haven't lost a playoff game yet, the power forwards. They each got the 2 seeds, though. Luka's a favorite, and then also the Cavs are the Cavs. So that's a tough matchup for both teams, but they both swept. And we are meeting in the finals, Jokic and Giannis, respective Western and Eastern Conference Finals MVPs. So we're just going to go game by game here. Pacers versus Kings. Centers for power forwards. Game 1, the centers take it by 23 points. Let's take a look here and see the box score. Kind of just see who did their thing out there. Small forwards actually had a pretty solid lead, but then a big second half there for the centers. Embiid putting up 22, 6, and 2. Jokic with 19 assists is kind of insane. Almost at a 20-20 game. I mean, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Game 2, the power forwards get it by 7. All right, so game 2, power forwards even it up. LeBron James, 28, 7, and 7. Durant, 26, 3, and 2. So he was pretty solid. For the Kings, aka the centers, Jokic did triple-double, Embiid with 29. Porzingis was actually pretty solid. It looks like he's been doing pretty good. Siakam didn't have the best of games. And yeah, Porzingis has been good in the playoffs, so I got to give credit where credit's due. Game 3 is a small forward win, and that was a beatdown by 31 points. The power forwards. I keep saying small forwards. I feel like I keep saying small forwards. I meant to say power forwards. If I'm saying small forwards, I apologize. But yeah, Jokic, 6 term is a little too high. Embiid didn't have the best shooting performance. Neither did Sabonis or Siakam. I feel like Siakam has not been very good in the playoffs. Oh, no, he's been all right. He's been okay. Not too bad. Porzingis, not a good game. Okay. And then, yeah, the Pacers just kind of dominated. Giannis, power forward guys. And then Zion, very efficient for the field. Game number 4, and it's tied up there, 2-2. This might go 7 games. 3-point victory, and Embiid led the way with 27. Tatum for the Pacers at 23. 21 for Randall. Okay, interesting stuff there. Here in Jackson here, so you had 5 turnovers. Game 5, and the centers take the lead. Ooh, this is going to be very interesting. I hope it goes to a game number 7. I would love to see that. We might simcast these next 2 games just because, as you can see, the Kings put up, wow. Jokic, 31, 8, and 18. It's kind of ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. Point guard Jokic is a cheat code. It's hard to guard him. So sim is simcast. Will we be seeing a game 7? Can the power forwards do it, or will the centers win in 6? And it's looking like it's going to go to a game 7, which is exactly what we wanted. A 20-point victory right here for the power forwards. And, yeah, Zion Williamson trying to keep their hopes alive as they ended up forcing a game 7. So let's see if the centers or the power forwards, according to NBA 2K, are the best position to build a championship team. You could say 82-0. We're going to simulate. So, here we go. Sim with Simcast. And let's see how it unfolds. The centers get off to a commanding start in the first quarter. Can the power forwards fight back? They kind of do. And now it's going to be close. It's going to come down to the wire. If it's close, I might hop in. I'm going to see if it's going to be close. I'm actually hoping it's close. We might hop into this. 5-point game. Should we hop in? I'm going to hop in. I'm going to jump in. We're going to jump in and watch this. 5-point game. I know my face cam is blocking the score, but it's not a big deal. The Pacers have the ball. 5 points. They could possibly put this away here. Tatum's trying to drive on Anthony Davis and finishes, and that puts them up by 7 here. And the centers are looking a bit flustered right now. But let's see. Maybe they can kind of bring it back. Jokic taking the ball up. Gives it to Embiid. Embiid, selling right there. Missing the shot. And it's looking like the Pacers, aka the power forwards, are going to win. Tatum pulls up in the paint, makes the shot that puts them up 9. And yeah, it's looking like the centers might be done for. Unless barring a miracle, but it's not looking good. Give it to Embiid in the post. He misses the layup. And yeah, that's going to be it. The power forwards are going to win. Durant putting the finishing touches on. They're going to win by 11 here. Yeah, well, maybe not. They might score here. But yeah, the centers, a valiant effort, 7-game series. But unfortunately, could not get the job done. It looked like Jokic stepped out of bounds there, but I guess not. They're double teaming Embiid. He does make the layup there to put them up 9. So they're probably going to end up losing by single digits. Close but no cigar for the centers as the power forward team ends up winning the championship, which means, according to NBA 2K, the best position to build an 82-0 team, at least for the current modern day NBA, would be the power forward position, which I guess makes sense. You know, they're really big, but they also have guard tendencies. Also, these guys are like pseudo power forwards. They're more so threes that play the 4 kind of thing. So fair play to them. We will get out of here now, I think. Or do I have to wait? Do I have to wait? I might have to wait. Look at Julius Randle. he just looks so dead. He's like, okay, I'm just sitting here. He literally was just sitting there. He looked so dead, like he didn't care. That's so funny. So nonchalant about it. I guess we'll see who wins the finals MVP according to the screen. Might as well. Then we'll take a look at the playoff stats really quickly and then close out the video. I'm kind of waiting for this to end. Come on now, please. Give the trophy. Let's see who it's going to be. There you go. There are the power forwards. They're celebrating. Julius Randle looks a little bit more happy now. He wasn't very happy when he was sitting on the side wing at the end of the game. Looks like Giannis is going to win the finals MVP. Barely fits in the screen. There we go. Thank you for adjusting camera angle. I appreciate that. And yeah, they're pointing at him. Giannis Antetokounmpo, finals MVP. Fantastic stuff there for the power forwards. And we're going to take a look at the playoff stats very quickly. And yeah, Giannis was like I said, the finals MVP. So playoff stats for both teams. Best player, highest score was LeBron. Most rebounds, Giannis. Assists was LeBron. Steals, Tatum. Block shots, JJJ. You guys can take a look at this and pause if you want to see more in depth or just slow down the video. Like I said, I'm kind of just blazing through this. And then we have the Kings. We'll see how they did as well. Kings leading playoff performer by far was Jokic, but Embiid was also pretty solid too. Not really in the finals, it looked like, at least those. Well, from what we saw, man, Jokic, dude, as a point guard is absolutely ridiculous. It just doesn't stop with him. Yeah, Siakam, 3-point shooting. I mean, KZ doesn't really play. And that's it. All right. So with that being said, let's go to the full screen and close the video. If you did, leave a like on it, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, comment down below some videos, go to socials, playlist, second channel, main channel, down below in the description if you like other content with DJP. And yeah, with that being said, we're going to head on out. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Peace.